You're now listening to the Making Musical Quantum Leaps podcast. This podcast is proudly sponsored by Eden School of Sounds. Eden School of Sounds is both an online and on-site music institute centered on vocal training.
There'll be no more guns. It's an end to fighting. We'll live in peace and harmony and always work things out in the place of rain.
And now your host, a vocal coach and music instructor, Coach Worship. Hello there, beautiful soul. It's me again, your favorite vocal coach, and I'm super excited. I feel like I'm going to explode. I have with me my only vocal coach, and she's here with me, and we're going to be talking, and she's going to be answering a lot of questions. I know you have a lot of questions as well, but I give her my own questions, and I trust you're going to learn a lot. So let's get right into it. I'm super excited. Thank you so much, Ma, for this opportunity. Like, it's an honor having you on the Making Musical Quantum Leaps podcast. Like, it's an honor. Okay, I think I'm talking too much. Now let's just get straight into the gist. Ladies and gentlemen, to the most amazing, beautiful soul, make welcome Jazzsari, the vocal coach. Okay, Mama. Oh, I can't so say thank you. I'm so excited. Let's get into the question. The first question for the day. What inspired you, or better still, tell us how it all started. What inspired you to become a vocal coach? When I met you and said, okay, I want to be a vocal coach, I do not just want to be trained vocally, I want to be a vocal coach. That was the question you asked me, like, what is the inspiration? What is the drive? And I told you I had always wanted to help people do better musically. I always wanted to help people sing better. And you're like, okay, so I'm going to teach you. And so you're on. What is the drive?
I was inspired to help singers who had challenges that I'd overcome or was overcoming way back in the late 80s as a transitional singer. I started out jazz, classicals, and then transitioning to contemporary. I noticed a whole lot of loopholes that were very apparent in my singing. And aside from just the loopholes, I discovered that a lot of our singers world over had acclaimed methods of singing without being well educated and learned. They were not well versed in the science and the intricacies of the voice as it ought to have been properly worked. So that propelled me to go into voice training. Like I always tell people, I'm not clinically trained, so I can't tell you, okay, I'm going to, let's go for an MRI or anything, but I have studied enough to know what would work for a voice. So I haven't studied for years, approximately like 4 years. In 1994, I decided to, work it. When I say work it, I mean I decided to start, trying out the things I tried on myself that worked. I decided to try on others. So I gathered a few friends and we kicked off. Now, my friends had a mega success and their voices were, started feeling different. And to the glory of God, some of them are still singing till date. One became a very big star, although she passed on a few years back. But that's how we started. We started just in a little room in Port Harcourt. That was in 1994. Actually, I started 1993, but went official 1994 with the school being registered. And the inspiration again is just to see people get better, and not just better because I want them to be better, but because they know what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and where to do it.
Wow, that's amazing, Mama. Okay, over to the next question. I had my own fair share like coaching people, and I've seen a lot of problems. But you are so much more experienced. Like, you've been teaching for how long now? So what is the common problem or like the major challenge you've seen in vocalists?
The most common mistakes by singers. Are we talking technically
Give us
or
an
just
overview.
Okay, let me just put it in a nutshell. Singers make the mistake of being uninformed. They just, watch and go with it. What you watch, what you listen to might not be what really is. So you see a singer sticking out his tongue when he's singing and be like, oh, that note he hit was really high. Let me go for it. That's an error. Just because you saw somebody doing it doesn't make it right, even though his end product is beautiful. So what I think one of the major things that singers do, especially our modern day youngsters, is not being properly informed.
Wow.
Then they all one other mistake I notice, people want to be somebody else. They want to sound like this person and that person. But I feel and I believe strongly that sounding like you would sell you faster than sounding like some other person, because you'll just be a second fiddle to the original. So that is also a problem. And then the laxity in production of tone. People, singers world over just feel, okay, it's just a walk in the park. Yes, it is to an extent, but the walk in the park will take an effort to move your foot from one location to another, and that will cause movement. I believe that singers can overcome this by paying keen attention. You need to look at yourself and create this comparative field where you listen to the singer and you listen to yourself and try everything possible within your reasoning not to sound like the person you just heard. And for the other things, there are methods that are used to make singers come out of the shell, or that mistake of being like somebody else or being uninformed. That's why I have my page. I dish it out. Most people are angry. Like, why do you give out so much information for free? I just love when singers are informed, not being informed to bully others who aren't, but being informed to satisfy yourself and the craft, ensuring that you are within the confines of sanity and the confines of correctness as concerns the art.
See, Mama, I've seen this scenario play out over and over again. Oh, okay. Let's move to the next question. Next question is, how important is building a technique? Not just any technique, the proper technique. Just how important is it? Because I keep shouting this out there. I keep saying it and saying it and saying it again. So how important is it?
Well, building proper technique is as important as pronouncing your name correctly. My name is Asari. It will be weird for somebody to say, hey, say Ray. That is not me. Or Sarai. That is still not me. So building proper technique is building your identity properly. Is like putting yourself together. All right. So it's not a thing for show off. It's not a thing to show off your prowess. Not at all. It's a survival technique. It helps you not to be misconceived when you have proper technique. You are not seen as an amateur. You're not seen as a lost cause. No, you need proper technique to solidify your vocal identity, and not just solidify it, but to communicate it better to your audience.
I've been a vocal coach for a year and some months now, and most of the singers who come for vocal training, the beginners of course, always have these pitch issues. Me and my other coach have seen how we could just, think of different approaches to teach them, but mama, like, this is really a pain in the neck. So for beginner singers, What is your advice for those of them who have pitch issues?
My advice to singers who struggle with pitch accuracy is that they should understand that pitch accuracy is what guides your vocals, okay? Okay, I'm not talking about note accuracy. Note accuracy is just like you hear a key and you say, okay, that is the key. Pitch accuracy is when you hear do, re, mi, fa, sol, do, re, mi, fa, sol, and you're going according to the graduation, the increase of the levels. But when you go do, re, mi, fa, sol, you're not pitch accurate. And that way you are going to be very offensive to your audience, and then your breathing will not be properly managed. Pitch accuracy to an extent is breath management. When you know this is a saw, you will manage it and plan for that saw. When you know from the saw you're coming down to a do, you know that you're going to relax to an extent, knowing that you're not going to the higher octave do, you're coming to a lower do. So pitch accuracy generally is breath, manages your voice, and not just managing, it puts it in a place of fluidity. Okay, so if I'm singing like, I believe I can fly, I believe I can touch the sky, think about it every night and day, it would be weird for me to say, I believe I can fly, I believe I can touch the sky, think about it every night and day, I wear my wings and fly away. Oh my goodness, that sounds like a nightmare in melodic form. So, this is what pitch accuracy is about. You need to know where the note is, so you prepare your body, not in tension, but just in anticipation of the note that is going to be produced by you. Yeah, I think that's all for pitch accuracy.
The next problem is stage fright. Like, so some of them can actually sing, but they just lack that confidence. They get on stage and their fear gets the best of them. Is it shyness, I want to call it, gets the best out of them. I have a student that faced this. Like, we rehearsed for her competition, and when she got there, standing in front of the judges and people, she totally abandoned all what we practiced and just, oh God, it was so embarrassing. Like, Jesus, I was just there, I was just hiding my face in shame. Like, of course I was far away, so she didn't see my face, but I was like, no, we rehearsed this stuff, what are you doing? So what advice do you have for people who struggle with stage fright?
When I see singers frightened, stage fright and all that, I laugh because, some of them come really complaining and bitter that I always shake. The question is, who doesn't? As long as you're in front of people, there is the consciousness of being judged, criticized, admired, or hated. So generally your subconscious, is immediately triggered, and all your juices, the chemicals, and you pop up like, oh my God, it's time, it's showtime, and I might get it wrong, I might get it right, I might be accepted, I might not be accepted. All those things are natural. There's nothing to beat yourself over that for. So what I tell my students is, first of all, it is natural for you to be frightened. It is okay. Don't kill yourself. It happens. Michael Jackson, Celine Dion, CeCe Winans, they always have butterflies in their tummies when they come before people. The way to defeat those butterflies or use a net to trap them, I always ask my students, focus more on your voice. Focus more on your delivery. Focus more on the task ahead, you taking the song from you to the people listening, be it in, the people you see or the ones you're recording for. When you have that task orientation, you start the big picture of people being in front of you starts reducing. The size starts, crunching and getting smaller as the days go by. And then I also ask singers to sing before mirrors. Sing before a mirror. Make sure you're looking into your eyes as you sing. So that gives you the consciousness of you're being looked. And then if you can, I have a way of training my students to like memorize that particular vision or that visual, that image, and take it upstage so that when you open your eyes, you still see you. It's a technique, it's a mental exercise, and it's a very, very, I've been successful. My success rate with that has been like 95%.
Wow.
So with that psychological exercise, you find out that the people don't get you frightened anymore, and you see more of your task ahead than seeing those people that give you the jitters.
Now over to vocal health and hygiene. I've always told my students the health of your body is the health of your voice. Whatever is good for your body is good for your voice. Mama, like I've learned so much from you. Like even the way you address some of these matters, like it's the exact same way I've taught. Like, oh God, thank you so much, ma'am.
Now, once your vocals are not healthy, like maybe you do a lot of shouting, you do a lot of vocal weightiness, adding too much weight to your voice, those things make your voice lose the health factor that is already or naturally there. So what I always tell singers, you have to keep healthy by speaking on your natural tessitura. Don't try to be deep or don't try to be higher, except you know a technique and you've mastered a technique. But in the event you've not mastered it, go with your natural voice and speak. Then also eat things that are healthy. Some of us have confectionery disease, like we have to take a shawarma or we have to take a pizza, we have to take meat pie, puff, chin almost daily, and it's really inimical to our voices. So we should try to stay healthy, go for natural foods, go for meals that contain condiments or foodstuff from the earth. Okay, I'm really not a fan of spaghetti or noodles or anything like that. I'm rice, I'm beans, I'm plantain. And people, my singers ask how I am able to take like 15 classes in a day. Sometimes I start from 8 a.m. and I close by 3 a.m. It's because of these health things. You understand? These little things, they seem like it doesn't matter. It matters. There are little bricks, there are little loops that form a big chain. So you have to keep healthy by eating healthy. Try to sleep early. If your work doesn't demand you staying as late as I do, try to sleep early. I have packets of sleep within the day. During the day, on days I do not have so many classes. So what I suggest is eat healthy, sleep healthy, and then work out. Your vocal workouts are a must. It's not like, I wish, I feel, or I think. You have to have a routine that will work for you all the time. And also ensure that, you keep your temperature warm. I know we all are feeling the heat here in Africa, and I think some other parts of the world. So what we need to do is keep cool, but not cold. Some of us take it overboard. You have the fan on, the AC on, and you're taking iced water or Coca-Cola on the rocks. The fizzy drinks already is bad news to a vocalist, and then you put ice on it just because it's hot. That is the journey to perdition, vocal perdition. So these things, we just need to take a look at them, concentrate a bit more on them, and you see that your vocal health will improve as you keep to them. Always worship you.
now, who can if not my Okuko? Anyway, that was a rendition of Phil Thompson's My Worship. She did it as the jazzy rendition. It was amazing. I loved every part of it. Mama made me love jazz music. Like, I loved jazz music because of Mama. I have the voice for it. I love it. I love the scats and everything about it. Ish. Okay, we're moving to the next question now. So many people have decided to make music their sole career. Like, they don't want to do any other thing, they just want to do music. And many people are scared. So what would you say about making music a career? For me, of course, music is like the major part of my career, but of course I'm doing other stuff. I'm a podcaster, I'm a voiceover artist, I'm a computer scientist, and many other things. So, but music is like the biggest. So, but for others who want to venture into this craft, and for yourself, you've been in this for some time now, so you can say what are the loopholes, what are the pains, what are the gains of this craft. So, Mama, tell us.
Well, pursuing a career as a music person, as a singer, it's not a bad deal. It's not a bad deal. It's actually good. Would I say I've had a successful outing? Yes, but with a whole lot of potholes, like years of not being heard, years of being like non-existent and all that. But in all of this, what makes the journey sweet for you or the journey worthwhile is when you have a plan. You don't just start music because I sang and people give me an applause, or I've been singing and people keep telling me, you have a thing going with this music. No, it could be a stint, it could be for a while, it could be just like a side thing. It might not be what you should pursue fully, but if you have prayed through it and you understand your vision and your passion, they merge together, and the pointer, the trajectory is to music, then you have to plan. Most times I tell musicians, look for a means first to accrue wealth. It might not be enough, it might not be like all that you need, but have a fallback plan. Don't just say, okay, this music and music only. Not in our economy, not in our climate, not even in the world right now. Basically, even our big top stars, both gospel and secular, they always have a fashion line, a perfume line, or a school going. You must have something going. Music fully, yes, it's possible. Many have had successes, but it has to do with planning. Sometimes it's a stroke of, God's favor, just, turning things around for you differently than you thought, and then you see yourself really thriving in it. But it doesn't mean you shouldn't plan, even though even when you have such a stroke of favor on your side. So for music, you have to have a plan going. There must be a plan. You don't just jump into it. It's just like jumping into a well with both feet. No, you have to try, sample it for a bit, get in there 1 month, 2 months, see how it is, get a feedback. You have a feeler of it. Thereafter, you can now say, this is what I want to do fully. Haven't properly gauged all sides, and you've tested the waters with 1 foot and you found out that it's not as deep or is that deep, then you can go into it fully.
Yeesh, that's a lot to take in. And this other question too is another lot to take in. So, Mama, what is your definition of a truly great singer? Who is that person? What defines that person?
Well, for me, a truly great singer is one who has a unique tone. You can't just be a great singer when you are the shadow of somebody else. You must have developed a unique tone. That tone that catches somebody's ears, be like, ooh, and then you can't really place a finger, you sound like this ish. You hear people saying a lot of, blurting out a lot of ish. You sound like Anita Baker-ish, Michael Jackson-ish, this one-ish. Just know you have a good tone, because they really can't point a finger at where you're from. That means you have something unique going on. And then your style is not mirrored from an existing act. When you have a style that is already existing, I don't know. But for me, that doesn't set you apart. You just be like, okay, second fiddle, well done. Great job. You sound so much like Beyonce. Great job. You sound so much like CeCe Winans. Oh, that's great. That's cool. But that doesn't sell you. That doesn't make you great, because you are only sounding like somebody who is already existing. So for me, that, having a mirrored style is one way that you won't be set apart. And then what sets you apart also is your input into the art. Your input. What are you doing for the art? Are you working it out? Are you adding to yourself? Not just input now. I think I should change the word to your investment. Do you invest time? Do you read up? Do you listen? Do you not just listening, you listen with the intent of learning? Do you put in money? Do you buy books? Do you go for concerts? Do you, listen to podcasts just like we're having just now, or right now at this moment? You need to be doing something to get this thing from a place of non-existent from the intangible to the tangible, or should I say to the audible, which is your voice. You need to invest, and you need to invest spirit, like heart, commitment. A lot of passion will need to go into it for you to become that outstanding singer that is set.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mama. Your words are just so... Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you for coming. Thank you for teaching us. Thank you for always being there for me. Thank you for teaching me. Like, you don't know how many people you have taught just by teaching me. Thanks for honoring our invitation. There's so much to thank you for. Thank you so much.
Oh, well, this has been a great interview. Thank you so much, Worship. I really admire you. I love your tenacity. I love your drive for excellence. You are one of the people I can, knock on his door, and I know I'm going to get a good answer. As a student of mine, like you were once, I looked forward to having sessions with you, because I wasn't just teaching. I felt like I was imputing. It's not just like it was falling on water on a duck's back. You were really sponging in information. Aside from just sponging in, you had a very intelligent way of contributing to the class. So, Worship, to me, you are a superstar any day, anytime. You are a man of the spirit, and you're a man who understands a place of learning, a place of being better, a place of improvement, self-improvement. So I just want to thank you for this time, for this interview, and I hope somebody learned a thing or two. So this is Jazzsari signing out. Thank you.
Mama's got me so emotional right now. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you, Ma. Okay, guys, I'm going to be leaving you with one of her singles. It's a beautiful one. I love it. And it is titled You Dey Compere. So forget about the stress you're going through right now. It's going to work out. You Dey Compere. This singing thing. Okay, I'm not going to say we die here. We live here. Alright. You Dey Compere.
You dey holla, say you no get you work. You go school, but you the fool useless. What about the person when no go school? Yet in them making business. Instead of complaining, make you sit down well, do some arranging. So that life no go show you pepper. That's what I'm saying. Nothing do you. You dey compere. Nothing do you. You dey compere. For as long as you dey work and you still dey chop, as long as you dey think well, Papa dey for your side, you dey kampe. Fa la 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 la, fa la 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 la, na life story. Because of hardship and things say you don't follow. Because you track town without motto. People know they even give you face. You say you won't feel say you be mistake. But one day story go change. Everybody go there send your message. But for now make you cool down. Make you the laugh, make you no frown. Because anything you see for life, somebody don't see them before. When I'm a dry pocket on no open door. Make you no scatter your head, now God they give us daily bread. Understand, say you get your...
Am I on yet? Okay. Okay. So, okay. I'm sure you really enjoyed this episode and you would love to hear more from us and all that. So, if you're new to this podcast, please like, comment, alright? And follow, most importantly. How would you know when we drop another sweet, delicious, sumptuous content if you do not follow? Alright, so follow on Spotify or any other platform you're listening with. I love you. I remain your humble. If I say humble, it doesn't mean I'm humble. I remain your vocal coach, Coach Worship, and I am forever passionate about your sound.
I say you strong past them. You strong past them. Every hour.